Hello, welcome to 4 Points Queen. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Anyway, so today we're gonna make awesome COVID ninja style face masks. Because yesterday I was driving home from work and listening to the news, and for some reason they were talking about the fact that sometimes that there was this rumor that they were going to start mandating masks in public, and I thought to myself when I heard that, I'm like, I don't want to be wearing this thing all the time because it's like kind of uncomfortable. And you put it on, and then it's like, sure, it looks like a real mask, but it's uncomfortable and then on and off all the time, like when I want to drive and stuff. So I thought I got to really come up with something better. And then I was thinking to myself, I watch all those like action movies like Jack Ryan and all that. And whenever they're in the desert, they all have on their, I don't even know how to say it, shmemas or schmogs or whatever they are, those weird looking military things. I'm like, I bet that would be cool to have one. So I went home and I started doing my research, and I learned all sorts of weird stuff about shmogs or schmoogs or whatever they're calling them. But that's what we're going to make today, actually, because that's all this really is just a scarf. And of course I wanted it to be cool. So I went and looked at the military tactical stuff, and I learned that they're pretty good. And it was kind of interesting because I'm like COVID-19 and scarves, and they were saying that. And there's actually a State Department warning that you don't want to wear one of these in like Jordan unless you know where the fabric pattern came from. Because I guess it's like the Bloods and the Crips. If you wear one over in the Middle East, it's like, it depends what tribe you're from. And if you're wearing the wrong colors and in the wrong neighborhood, it could get you into trouble. So here we're going to make them, but we're just going to do cool fabric. Now, this was the first one I made. Now we're going to do a no-sew version. Oh, we're getting right into this. I forgot I got to get into some other stuff. We'll get back to this in just a second. As per our usual arrangement, I have stuff that's not on the internet website yet, but I'm going to show it to you to get you all excited about it. And tomorrow I'll get it up and you can all buy it. And I think the timing on this is just perfect because I've got these 4 panels that came in. Can you see that? Am I coming through all right? Anyway, so you can see like it's got like numbers down here in the corner. And that's because you put your baby on this and you take a picture and tell it how old it is and post it on Instagram. I guess it's all the latest rage. And I thought this was perfect because this came in like last week. And I was thinking to myself, with everybody locked up, you're all going to want to have some of these on hand in about 9 months from now. So all your friends can take pictures of their COVID babies and everybody will know how old they are. So I have 4 of them, and you can buy them and quilt them and make little things out of them, but they're like for displaying, they're like baby display mats. It's kind of weird that such a thing exists, but they'll be, we'll have them online here in a little bit. That's the new and exciting stuff. And we'll get back to the awesome ninja face masks here in just a second. Well, I'm waiting for more people to join us. All right, so that's that. And like I said, those will be online. They're going to be $14.95 each because they're like $1.25 and they're all special printed and all that crap. But those will be available. I should hopefully have them up by tomorrow, $14.95. And that's for, like I said, baby display mats. Ooh. Also, a note on classes. We aren't going to be doing any classes for obvious reasons. I know we have the Kimberbell was planned for one of these weeks. If you're signed up for it, I am currently working on figuring out how to do it online. I'm going to try and see if we can't do it online. So if you are signed up for it and you are still interested in it, we will be doing it. We might do it online. I'm still working the details out. But if you are signed up and you kind of want to get out of it or whatnot, let me know. We'll do refunds or credits or, you know how it is around here. And if you haven't signed up yet, I suppose you could. There might be online still, but if you do sign up for it, I am working the details out on the Kimberbell. All that said, and come on, comment on the stream and stuff, so I don't feel like I'm just talking out of camera in an empty building. I'm waiting for like the National Guard to come beat the door down because I'm out past the curfew. But anyway, back to our scarves. So this is just a basic scarf. Like I said, I modeled it on the Special Force thing. Now, normally, if you get like the real true military ones, they're actually a square. But when I looked into how to tie one, every time you're going to tie one around your head, you got to fold it in half. So this, we just folded in half. And we're using regular cotton. So here's a word on face masks, because everybody's making face masks. And so I fell down that rabbit hole and did way more research than I should have on face masks. Everybody wants face masks. They're limited. I mean, I'm not even going to get into if they're effective or not, but they do keep you from spreading it as far as you catching something, I think the jury's still out, but whatever. This is just 2 layers of cotton. If you are using this as some sort of preventative measure, you do want to pay attention to the fabric you're using. You want a tighter weave cotton is your best bet. You don't want something loose and open. So if you actually find one of these on the internet, the Schmamag, I don't even know how to say it, but if you look them up, you can find them, but they're usually made out of wool or a thicker weave. So they're not going to work as well for kind of a face mask protection type thing for passing germs on. So cotton works good. Quilting cotton works good because it's a nice tight weave. And anyway, yeah, it's a nice tight weave. If you wanted to really go all out with this, you could actually put a layer of non-woven interfacing in here, make it a little bit stiffer, but it'll add an extra barrier if you really wanted to go crazy. But because these are actually sealed, you can't swap filters out or anything on them. So whatever you put in there is going to be permanent in there. And if you are going to go the route of face masks, because like I said, apparently we're going to have to start doing this in public, you do want to remember you want to have a bunch of them because you're going to want to wash them every day. You don't want to use the same one like 3 days in a row, like I do my pants. I usually get 3, maybe 4 days out of my pants because you see if I change my pants, then all my loose change gets lost. So if I keep the same pair of pants on, I always have my loose change available. That's probably more information than any of you wanted to know. So if I have change in my pocket, that probably means my pants aren't clean. That being said, I guess we should get right into it. Oh yeah, we have like 7 people watching. I guess you people are bored tuning into this craziness on a Friday night. But what are you going to do? It's raining out and, you know, we can't go out because we might catch the plague. So the traditional form of these is actually made with a 48-inch square. But if you know quilting fabric and what we sell here in the store is actually 42, maybe 44 inches usable. So we are making them out of a 42-inch square. Not too big of a deal in the difference for the way that we're going to be using them. It doesn't really matter. But if you were going to use it to put a rock in and beat somebody with, because that's apparently what you can do with these. You go online and look these things up. It's fantastic, all the crap they tell you can do with it. Turn it into a weapon. You can use it to filter water and carry men and helicopter. I don't know. It's crazy. It's like one of those weird zombie prepper things. You fall down that rabbit hole. So I guess we're killing kind of 2 birds in 1 stone with this project, because not only are we going to protect you from the COVID, we are going to get you ready for the zombie apocalypse, so that we're killing 2 birds in 1 stone. And if it does come out to the uprising and the revolt, you will be prepared, because we're going to give you the knowledge to make your garb for that. Anyway, continuing forward. So, like I said, you want to start with a square. And all we're going to do is take a square and fold it in half. Now, I'm going to show you the no-sew version. So if you're tuning into this and you're some poor schmuck that's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die of the plague and I got to get myself some facial protection and I don't have a sewing machine. If you have fabric, you could probably do this with like a kitchen knife and make one of these things. I'm going to show you how to do this, like I said, no-sew version. So it's all just fabric and that's it. And it works really good. It's very stylish. This is the one I like because you see this kind of cool. It's made out of Moda Grunge. It's got a very nice here. We're going to switch cameras because you can see the awesome that is my face wrap. See that Moda Grunge is just awesome. And then this one I did sew, and you'll notice on the sewn edge, I have a decorative stitch that I used. And a caution against using a decorative stitch. That stitch, which would have taken me all of about 2 minutes if I had just done a regular straight stitch, that took me close to 20 minutes to stitch out because of the decorative stitching on there. But hey, you know, what are you going to do? I mean, I want to look good when the zombies come for me, so I did the decorative stitch. There's that. So this was the first one I made. It has got some really styling colors on it. It does look like a unicorn threw up on it, but that's just the style of the print. And I'll do a close-up on that so you can see what this one comes out. This is the no-sew version. And the no-sew version has very nice decorative frilly edges. Yeah, isn't that special and cute? And needless to say, me being the manly man that I am, that sews and all that, I don't know that that fringe really works for me. So that's why I had to make the other one so I could look like a ninja instead of a Pop-Tart. Anyway, continuing. All right, So how do we make one of these? It's actually quite simple. You need to start with, I'm gonna walk you through this whole process. This is gonna be one of the quickest ones. We're actually gonna get this done tonight. And I'm gonna do it, look at this. We're gonna make an awesome one for some bling. I'm thinking if like Sarah's sister's watching, Naomi, she's gonna get this because she's gonna love the bling. Look at that. That's some diamond. So we're gonna actually be using this to make our next scarf. And all you gotta do, this is really, really easy. I'm just gonna cut 1.5 yards of this. And you can't see me cutting because I zoomed in pretty nicely. I've cropped the shot. You know why I've cropped the shot? Because I've been home. I've been in the shop all alone all week. And any of you that come into the shop when I'm alone can only imagine what everything around me outside of the crop must look like. And I was listening to one of my podcasts today, and the guy that was doing the podcast, apparently his wife and daughter are out of town. And he was going on about the fact that he had better clean the house up before they get home because he's been home for a week. And being a man, it looked like a nuclear explosion. And so he had to clean the house. And I could totally relate to that because if I'm ever left home alone, there's no cleaning that happens till about a half hour before the significant other is supposed to be home. And I'm pretty sure I'm not alone in that. And I'm guessing it's mostly women watching this. You might not know that when you go out of town, the house becomes a disaster area for the duration of your absence. And about 15 to 20 minutes before you get home, they go into like Mary Poppins cleaning mode and just have to, or like, is it Fantasia where they get like the magical brooms to do everything? If I could do that, that would be in some shape. Okay, we're going. Okay, so like I said, we cut 1.25 yards of this. Can we get a better view? Let me hold. Yeah, so we cut 1.25 yards of this fabric here. The next thing we need to do, hold on a second. All right, I'm rethinking this because y'all are gonna want to see what's going on here, and I think we'll get a better view if we go down more and close up. And you're all getting seasick, I imagine. All right, now I'm gonna be out of the shot for a little bit as we get closer, and we'll have 2 different angles so you can see what's going on there. And we'll bring it out a little bit. Okay, hopefully that works. All right. We're gonna have to do some editing, so when we do this, oh, look at that. You can see that belly. I wonder if Disney's gonna copyright this because we got Chewbacca in our video. Anyway, so we got 1.25 yards of this. All we're gonna do next is you just chop off the salvage. Pretty straightforward. Chop the salvage off. I'm just going to fold it a couple times, and it doesn't have to necessarily be perfect. I'm just going to chop the salvage like so. Salvage is gone. Then all we're going to do, see, this is going to be really technical. So then we chop the salvage off. No more salvage. We take it. Now, 1.25 yards is a little bit bigger than a square. And if you fold it just like that, that should give you a square or half a square. If my mother's watching, I'm sure there's some math term for that, and she can chime in and let us know what it is. And then all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to fold this one more time here, keeping this all nice and smooth, like so. And then I'm going to just fold this, and I find it easier to fold it in half like this, and you'll see why. So I'm going to fold it like this so that I can now cut that off and have a square. See, if I cut this off right here, this over here becomes a square when I unfold it. So all I'm going to do is, now you could fold it the other way and cover this, and then you can't see it, and then just eyeball it. But all I'm going to do is now, with that folded, according to the science, as long as I am square here and I cut a straight line there, I should have a square when we're done. But given the nature of this project, as long as it's close enough, it'll be fine. Because, like I said, we're not even sewing today. So we couldn't call this sewing badly with Brent. This is a COVID ninja style because of all the fun we're having. All right, so now that should be a square. Then all we're going to do now, if you're going to, like I said, if you're doing like a real all-out schmamag or whatever they call them, it'd just be a square. But every time you want to fold one of these into some sort of wearable device, you always have to fold it in half. So we're going to fold it in half because I don't like the wrong side of the fabric And that's why we're doing it this way. And then we're going to finish the edges so that it looks nice no matter how you wear it, and have to make sure what its edges out. So now, that's all you got to do, is just like that. Now, all we got to do is finish the edges. Now, if you wanted to sew it, you could just run a seam up the edges there. You just run a seam up here. You can go in or out, little decorative stitch. But we're not going to sew it. We're going to do the no-sew method. So what are we going to do first? We keep it all folded in half, just like this. Now, I'm going to use a pair of scissors. But like I said, if the zombie apocalypse happens and you don't have scissors, you could probably do this with a pocket knife. You could probably tear the fabric if you're careful. There's many different ways that you could cut this fabric. So if you are in a survival situation, you don't necessarily need scissors. It's just some way to cut the fabric. But I'm going to use scissors because we are still civilized. The end of the world has not come, and we have. So we're going to use the scissors that we have. Now, in my experimentation, I found that 4 inches is what I wanted to use. I tried 3, wasn't quite enough. I'm going to get that. Oh, wait, you know what? I could sit, and then you can see me, and I don't feel like you're staring at my belly. All right, so I tried 3 inches. It wasn't quite enough. I don't think it worked, but you might like 3 inches. Because remember, anything you take off the edges makes this a little bit smaller, so you will be limited. That's why, like this, I can't do like my full-out ninja style because of the 4 inches I took off the sides. It doesn't quite tie right. But I saved the 4 inches on this. So what you're going to do is, I find it's easiest to do this on a mat, but if you have like a pen, again, if we were in the apocalypse and the zombies had eaten all the pens, you could prick your finger and use blood if you wanted to. You could heat up a stick and burn the end and get some charcoal to make a marking device. But given that we're not there yet, I have a pen. I'm going to use a pen to mark this. And all I'm going to do... All right. I should look at my comments. Hello, Bev. Yes, Bev. That was probably... I know, Brent, that's probably a reference to the messes that men make. And hello, Lisa. And hello, Nancy. It's glad to see you all here and that you've all survived the plague so far. So like I said, you want a marking device. Now, pro tip, like I said, if this was after the fall of mankind, you could get a stick and burn the end with a match, and you could use the charcoal to mark your fabric. But I'm going to use a pen because the sprinkler system might not like the idea if I start burning sticks in here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 4 inches up. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to mark that. And then I'm going to measure 4 inches over. 1, 2, 3, 4, and mark that. And then I'm just going to go like this. I'm just going to kind of go from there to there. That's 4 inches because that's a ruler. And then right there. You know what we're going to do with this 4 inches that we just marked? Guess what we're going to do? We're going to take that 4 inches, and we're going to take these scissors. Again, like I said, you could use a knife. If the end of the world, you can also do some flint knapping. You could do some flint knapping to get yourself a sharpened stone, which you could also use to cut the fabric. I've got scissors. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out that square where I just measured out my 4-inch square. And this doesn't have to be exact because this is a no-sew ninja style COVID mask. So now you've cut that out, and now all we're going to do is on this side here. Let's see if we go there. Okay. From here, we're just going to measure 1 inch. And the way I was doing this before, you could actually take your ruler and measure this all out. All I'm going to do is, because, like I said, this is not an exact science, the way that I'm going to do this, is I'm going to line this up. If you'll notice, I'm lined right up here with the inch. And every inch, and I've got this lined up kind of straight with where my 4 inches. If my 4-inch line extended all the way across here, that's where my ruler's at. And I'm just going to come an inch over. I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to cut up to the ruler. And I'm just going to do that every inch. Now, I'm not going to do this whole thing because that's going to be very tedious. I'm just going to do that every inch right up. I'm going to do that every inch along here right up until the end. And what will happen is, on the end, the last cut will actually come right off, and then you'll have a little bit there. If you follow the if you follow the whole, if you do that all the way up, when you get to the end, you just cut the end off when you get there. Then after you do that, this is the mind-blowing part. Like I said, you can do this with a sewing machine. That's why you want to pay close attention for if we ever have to fight zombies or whatnot. So now you take this, and now if you're a crafty person and Hobby Lobby was open, or you killed a bead fairy, so there's many different options you have here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually tie this. So I'm just gonna take this, and I'm just gonna take this, and I'm just gonna, now I was not a Boy Scout. I never pretended to be I think I went to Boy Scouts once. They actually kicked me and my brother out because we had too much fun. And you're just going to tie a knot. And I was finding that one knot, two knots I want to do. And if you're one of those knot people watching this and it's a granny versus a square knot, I don't really care, because that's all I'm going to do. And I'm going to go every inch and just tie. Now you can go online if you want to see all sorts of fancy knots for this. There's like a felt blanket thing that people make, and this is the same thing. You can just get the knot on whatever knot they're using. So I'm just going to tie it, and now I'm going to just work all the way down. Every inch that I cut, I'm just going to tie my knots, and I'm going to do that all the way down the entire. And I'm not going to sit here and do this whole thing unless you guys really want to listen to me drone on. But you're going to go down and do that. You would do that the length of the length of your scarf. You just go down and tie it. Now, like I said, if you wanted to, I'm just tying a simple knot, a couple knots and going. If you wanted to, you could get some beads and put some beads on there. There's a whole thing online about how to make fabric beads if you want to go all out. You could really do some interesting crafty little personalizations to this as you do this. It's really a simple project. Keep in mind, again, like I said, you want to make sure that the patterns you pick are appropriate for your geographical area, because in some areas the pattern represents different clans, and it could get you shot, from what I understand. The tassels is also important. In some areas of the world, the amount of tassels on your scarf represents your rank in the tribe. And if you have too many tassels, they might think you're in charge. So unless you want to be in charge, don't go too crazy with the tassels. That's just all I'm going to tell you. Maybe you do want to be in charge. And if that's the thing, make up some really cool tassels. But like I said, all you got to do is just tie that whole thing off. And you could put beads on there. You could do different things with it. And then after you get it all tied off, it's going to look something like this. And there you go. You've got your scarf. And I've already wasted 20 minutes of your evening. I apologize for that. Now you can also go online, but because you're here watching me already, I will finish this tutorial because you've seen now how we're going to make this. You're just going to go down the line, tie all your knots in. So now I'm going to show you how the proper donning, how to properly wear your COVID ninja mask. Now I'm going to have to back the camera up because, like I said, I'm not there. All right, I think that should be good. So, I'm in frame, perfect. Okay, so now that you've made your COVID ninja mask, the proper way to wear this, there's many ways to do this. I'm thinking I'm going to call it the Plague Bandit style. You're just going to put it on your face, take the two ends, and do a half knot behind your head, like so. Well, I thought it was like so until I didn't like sew it, and now it's okay. There we go. So you can't see another one. So you're just going to go like that, and you're going to see that you are now protected from dust, debris, rogue viruses, and you're ready to go out. Now you can take the back here if you really want to be stylish, tuck it up underneath, and you're good to go. Now if you're going into if you're going to go brave market basket, you're going to definitely want to put this on. And then when you get out to go in the car, pull it down, and you're actually ready to go about your life without your face being covered by a mask. And then when you have to talk to somebody or interact with people, you can put your mask on. Just like that. It's pretty straightforward. That's your basic face wrap. There's a couple different ways to do this. You can make it a little bit looser. You know, if you ever watch like, oh gosh, watch any of the new movies when they're going over into the desert to fight bad guys. They're all wearing these and they're loose around their faces and the sandstorm comes up and they put it up. That's basically all this is. Now, I know that you all tuned in because you wanted to see the true ninja style. Fun fact, Nancy, because she just said don't walk into a bank. Check this out, because I'm doing my research on this. And it is not against the law to wear one of these in public with your face covered. However, if there are 2 or more of you in a group in New York, that becomes illegal. One of you can have one on, but not 2 or more. Now, that was according to the interwebs last night, and that may have changed now that we're all going to be wearing masks so that we don't die of the plague. But I thought it was very funny that there's a provision that, yeah, you can wear it, just you can't be in a group with everybody wearing it. But then it's like, well, what's the point of the whole point of the mask is because you're going to be in a group. So we're going to have to really rethink our cowboy bandit laws. Now, that being said, like I said, the real reason that you want one of these is so you can dress like a ninja. But if you saw my Instagram post or my Facebook post earlier, I thought I looked like a cracked out handmaid when I wore this one. So I'm not going to show you. Well, yeah, I'll model this one for you because I know you all tune in to see me make an idiot of myself. So to put this on, now it doesn't quite fit as well as my other one because of the 4 inches that I cut off the ends. But the proper way to don it for the ninja style is you wrap it under your chin first, like this, and you hold that, and you come across your face, and then you tie it in the back. Problem is, this one is a little too small for my head because I've got a ginormous noggin, so that 4 inches I cut off doesn't let me tie it. But my super sweet, awesome Assassin's Creed one works. Yes, Nancy, I always do my research. I don't do it on purpose. What happens is I fall down a rabbit hole. I don't know if any of you have this problem. You're like pounding around on the internet because you're bored and you read one thing and you're like, well, that's kind of interesting. Then you go off on this tangent and then that tangent. The next thing you know, you've wasted 6 hours. It's 5 a.m. And now you know more than you should about, about face masks, about cowboy bandit law, about, Israeli special forces. I mean, it's just bizarre, the stuff that I run into. So now, this is the real reason I wanted to make this, because I wanted to dress like a ninja. So same thing. You bring this over. I had this down. I was like practicing this. So this one goes up. This comes across the face. And then you just tie it in the back. And I look like I belong on the set of some movie about some awesome dude that owns a quilt store. And I'm probably all muffled and you can't hear me. So, there you go. If you want to be a COVID ninja, that's all you got to do. So, I hope that was all exciting for you. And like I said, I really am actually kind of impressed with this because I really like the idea that once I put this on, if I'm going to go shopping or whatnot, I just have to put it on once. And then I haven't got to worry. I haven't got to look for my mask all the time. I can just, throw this on and go, which is way more convenient and more comfortable. And I just pull it down when I'm done versus where to put my plague mask is. You got to find it, put it on, hook it behind your ears. And it just does not look nearly as cool. I mean, you're going to look like you belong on the set of Raiders of the Lost Ark or something if you make yourself one of these. I mean, we're going to set the world on fire with our plague scarves. This is the new fashion trend. Everybody's going to want one, so you should start making yours now. And what's even cooler about this, Nancy's never gone down the rabbit hole. Yeah, I'm sure you haven't. You're the one that was sending me all the links to those weird embroidery patterns, which were nice. Which brings me to the next thing about this, because, since I'm here and we're already 29 minutes into this, let's just keep going. If you were going to do this, what you could do is you can embroider before you finish the edges. See, look at all this area here. You have to embroider your own personalizations on this. And like I said, you can also put beads and stuff and really make and bling these things out. So as long as you leave the center here, the center that's going to be covering your face, leave that alone. But you've got all this other area to embroider. So if you've got some statement you want to make, embroider it on this bad boy. And you can have your own personal fashion accessory. I'm very excited about the concept of this because now you can make one for every day of the week. Because when you go home, you're going to have to wash it and sterilize it. You're going to need a new one for the following day. I'm telling you, these things are going to be hot. You're going to see all these on Etsy's plague scarves. Everybody's going to want one. And you heard it here first. Probably not, but anyway. All right. That's all I have. And I mean, we're right at 30 minutes, so I don't know what that means. I guess I rambled long enough and you all stuck with me, and I appreciate it. And like I said, we'll probably edit this down. I keep telling you I'm going to edit it. I haven't gotten to it yet, but I will. I promise. And you'll all be like, wow, that's so much better with it edited, because all the ums are gone and the weird, awkward pauses. And anytime I decide to dance, I'll edit that out too, because nobody wants to see this guy dance. So that's all I got. And any questions? I don't see any questions. But that's what we're doing. And like I said, yard and a quarter fabric, turn it into a square, finish the edges. You can tie it, which gives you, like I said, the tie really is kind of neat. It's just not I don't know. Maybe it's the fabric. I don't know. But the tie, this one just really didn't quite work for me today. I did like the grunge though. This one really, I like the way that one came out. But that's everything I got. So I guess I should shut up and stop rambling. But okay, can't wait to see my fabric. Yes. Well, Rosella has it at this point, Lisa, so I don't know. You might have to make a trip. Oh, but you can't make a trip because you're probably confined. You're probably locked up, house arrest. And that's, like I said, that's the other nice thing about this, because you're going to have your whole ninja headgear ready to go when the revolution, when the revolt happens, you are set. You've got your whole ninja hood. You're ready to go. You can go like clandestine and like sneak around and, you know, raid the ammo dump and, you know, for the revolution. Anyway, and blow up Death Stars, which is weird. They didn't have these in, well, maybe they did on, I don't know. I'm rambling now. So thanks for watching, and feel free, like I said, order online. I really appreciate all the support we had this week. I think we're going to be fine. I got plenty of quilts to keep me busy for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Keep them coming in, because I know you're all busy quilting. So just mail them in or stop by and drop them off. Online orders, fantastic. If you keep ordering. Just keep in mind some of the stuff I'm running into. Some of my suppliers are running more skeleton crews, so I'm not going to be able to get stuff in as frequently as we were. And sometimes the notions and some of the other stuff I may not have in stock. I'm trying to stay on top of that. But like I said, there's minor hiccups in the supply chain at this point. But we'll all get through it. You can keep your heads up, have fun, and maybe this rain will stop and we can go out and enjoy some nice weather with all our time off. And with all that being said, everybody be safe, and like, subscribe, and share. Like they say on all the YouTube videos, I'm an awful YouTuber. I watch YouTube all the time, and I watch videos. I'm like, wow, that's some quality stuff. And then I think I'm not that good at all. And I'm just going to throw this out there, a current one that Sarah actually watches, because I watch all sorts of dumb stuff. Good Mythical Morning was recommended by my sister, and I started to watch it. It's fantastic. So if you are in the mood for just stupidity, I would strongly recommend Rhett and Link, Good Mythical Morning. And all that being said, I'm going to sign off so I can go home and feed the dogs, because they're probably ready to get out and kill me because I'm late getting home. So again, thanks for watching, and like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you all later. Maybe, and we also might start doing this a little more often instead of just every other week, because I mean, I'm sure you're all bored at this point. But anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to end the stream. Again, thanks for watching.